Okay, everyone, this is Sherry Bali with Readout News. We're setting up our live stream. As soon as people get in here, I'm going to check. All right, I need everybody to tell me if they can see and hear okay. Well, it looks like we got something here. Tammy, can you hear me okay? Okay. Brett, can you hear me okay? Awesome, Tammy. Thank you so much. Okay. We are early. So we're going to do a little bit of preparing here. Bear with me.
I got him talking to Ryan. Roger, I've got Michael Ringley. We know as Nighthawk. Remember the show? He's our owner of our station. He's talking to Ryan about we're going to try to get money gathered together to get Jerry Bear's car out of tow. Did he say why he was arrested on Monday?
Okay. Now, I normally do
he's not answering.
a landscape view, but Facebook has decided since yesterday it will not let me do a landscape. I have to do this portrait view, and I apologize for that. So I will do my best to get a good view of everything. Let's see what we can do here. We've got Ryan over here. We've got quite a few people already gathering. It might have let me do the landscape view if I had started from my own page, but it's a little late for me to try that. Okay. I am going to be mostly from this side if I can because of the sun, but we will do our best to get good shots for everybody. We're going to walk through and see who all is here. Everybody say hello. We're already live.
What are you doing?
There's only one shot. He did one of these.
Okay, how bad is the shot when I'm walking back towards the sun? Let me know how we're doing here. Oops.
I'm not gonna live stream. I'm just gonna video.
That's probably a good idea. You'll be able to get up a nice video of it.
And they actually moved this piece of equipment over here from over there to Seattle.
Wasn't that nice of them? They have our blocking equipment there for us, so we can fight this stuff all they want us to.
In Henderson outside the detention center because we were promoted. But anyway, they came all the way.
Miss Margaret, ma'am, we are already live on Readout News. Yes, we are. Everybody say hello. There's Wendy. We've got Brand over there blowing the shofar. Everybody say hello to Doug.
Good morning.
And there's Miss Shauna.
Oh, thank you for carrying my flag. You're welcome.
Well, somebody had to. I was going to go get mine and got him to me, so I'll hold this way.
All right, that's fine.
We are getting ready for Cliven Bundy's press conference. He is here. We're going to come up and get you a couple of good shots of him over here.
I'm Grandma's friends and Angie's friend. I helped your mom when she came up in Portland because she was good to meet you all.
Where's your,
I actually don't know. Where's the car park?
Okay, I'm coming around over here. Oh, it looks a little dark to me. I'm gonna have to get back out there in the sun. But that's okay. We'll find a good spot and we'll get it all for you.
The famous one.
Hey, somebody check with Pete and make sure he knows I'm live streaming. He asked me to tell him, and right now my phone and Facebook and everything is acting up. So I can't exactly multitask. I'm afraid if I try that, it'll cut out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I complained. Well, and because we parked on that other side, right? And so I went over there. No, I'm over here. So then I go over here and see everybody.
So sad.
No worries. There's Roger over there.
What I can't believe is Margaret was never able to be a witness. Ever. And you had to miss both of those first trials. It's ridiculous. You know, Margaret was one of the more important witnesses, but they never let her on the stand. And they forced her to be on the sidewalk. Literally, she was down on the sidewalk throughout Margaret's first trial.
They're trying to tough her up.
Yeah, I guess. This old lady. She's still an old lady.
Well, I mean,
Thank you.
Well, it's possible. She's the one that started this whole, thing.
Right.
I mean, not old, you know what I mean.
You're an old man.
Or
I'm
not.
an old lady. He's 10 years older than me. I know. I know.
Absolutely, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, Loker's the guy here, but he's doing like big Olympic stuff or something. So I've got my one the other day.
Right there.
You got to come with Mom today?
I know what your wife and I about a year ago told her I was looking forward to this opportunity right here today.
Glad to be back and forth.
It is. Thank you for everything.
Hey, I see Joe's on there. Hello, Joe.
Hey, Larry.
This is in Las Vegas, in front of the Sheriff's Department, in front of Sheriff Lombardo's office.
Well, yeah, you're what? Yeah.
I'm trying not to cut you off. I'm trying not to get in front of you.
No, you're doing all right. Go right ahead and do what you got to do. It's the nature of the beast, isn't it?
These like monsoon
No, it was
things.
really intense.
Yeah, I mean, Swiftwater
But there's always room for stories.
Yes, there is. Thank you. Say hello. You're live on Readout News.
I read out news.
It takes one to know one. Is that what you're doing?
There's Shauna over there. Tell everybody you love Readout News.
I love Readout News.
There you go. There you go.
A lot of each other.
How are you doing? It's been so long.
I know.
Yeah.
Why did we doing a replay that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
The press conference has not started yet. This is just everybody getting ready for it.
I meant to send it around.
Well, there wasn't much of a trial. We got to have witnesses and that was done.
there wasn't.
We didn't get to say anything.
I know. I thought something was going to happen.
Hello, Ryan.
Like extend
Howdy,
until
how are you?
March or April.
I am good. You're live right now. Anything you want to tell everybody?
I missed it.
Amazing.
Hello.
I know.
It's
Good
crazy.
to be free
We've been through
again.
something really big and long.
There's still others who are not free. We need to keep fighting for freedom. But one step at a time.
What the heck?
You've got your
working
books.
towards it.
Yeah, that's right.
So
You are an inspiration to people. You were just a shining star in that courtroom. You have inspired people that they can stand up for themselves in these fights. They don't have to take what the court dishes out.
Well, they better start standing up. Learn. Have some courage. Have some bravery. Repent of your sins. You can have courage when you are standing with the Lord and when you're right. You can't if you don't. So
thank you.
Do what's right. Let the consequence follow.
Amen. Now that's what we're getting all over the street. I'm so sorry. Hi, Vincent. How are you?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Tell everybody you love Read Out News.
I did. I said, you know what? I said, read the rest at Read Out News.
There you go.
With Sherry Duvali. Hello, Ken. How you doing?
Sir. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. Thank you.
Hold on. We're going to come over here and say hello to a few more people. You love Read Out News, don't you? Put that down. I got you. That's right.
I love your camera.
Well, you're on it anyway. I got you. Hello, Mr. Clayman. How are you?
How you doing?
We're doing good.
Good to see you again.
I've been waiting to meet this man for years. I came over from Oregon, California.
Hey, brother. Wait a minute.
Hi, I'm Master Sergeant Donna Snowell Smith, retired, but they know me as Maggie Rose McGrath. It's such a pleasure to meet you. No, Army. 35 years. I live in Oregon and California. Well, I think that Brandon is tired.
John, are you live yet? Are you live? Good. Say you love Read Out News.
Love Read Out News.
There you go.
Idaho.
That's right.
Actually, nationwide.
Worldwide.
We are. We are. We're worldwide now.
Yes.
Where's Dave at? Where's Dave Bundy?
Hey, I see Kenny on there. Hello, Kenny. Everybody loves Read Out News, right?
I just bring my daughter.
Thank you very much.
There's Miss Carol. We're still walking around. We've got a few more minutes. And then they'll be getting ready and we'll try and grab a prime spot.
I knew it would be. I knew you'd like that. I think you deserve it. I think you earned it. I think you earned it.
We're getting a nice little crowd out here. A little bit of media and a lot of supporters. Hi, how are you?
That's a handy device.
It is. But it wouldn't let me go the other way and get the big picture. I don't know why it wouldn't do that today, but we will get that fixed later down the road. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to get you on camera. Wave. Say hello. There you go. And we've got Jamie back here.
Hey.
And Elaine. Everybody wave. There we go.
have.
There goes Dee. She'll be back. There's Brand. Let's go say hello to Brand. See if he'll blow his shofar for us.
Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Not till you tell me you love Redoubt News.
I love Redoubt News.
There you go.
Is it Diwali or Deval?
Well, it's actually Diwali, but I don't complain if you say Deval.
Okay.
I don't complain.
I was correcting people saying it's not Diwali, it's Deval. And then I said, well, maybe I better check. I might be wrong.
I pick my battles, and my name isn't high on the list. I got too many things to worry about. You going to blow your shofar for us?
Would you like that?
Yes, I would love that.
And that was one of my better ones.
That's beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you, Brand.
I guess Cliven's speaking.
Is it time?
You're doing a good thing.
How wonderful it is to live in a land and have the free speech and be able to exercise our land. And today here we're honored to have the media with us. We recognize that they're your First Amendment rights. And we recognize that we all have First Amendment rights. This is one of the things that for some reason the federal government thought they could take away from people. Put us in a pig pen and red fence and give us two little areas out on the western lands where we can exercise our free speech. Now, that didn't really work out too well. I thank the American people, thank the media for being here, and recognize that we do have a great land, and we do have a First Amendment, and we do have free speech, and we have agency within the press that they can express people's feelings. You know, this land is a land that we can exercise to do good or bad. We can go right or wrong. We have a constitution that gives us every opportunity. And let me talk about our constitution just a little bit. We have spilled much blood to our founding fathers, those that fought with them, those that fought since for many generations in all of these wars and world wars, and those that have fought on this land have spent their blood and effort, their sweat and their tears. My grandfathers and their wives and their children came into this country in wagons without roads. The only thing they had that was the white man had been here at all was some Spanish trails across this country. That was all that my family kept here. And they helped carve the roads that we have today. My uncles, my dad, and even myself and my sons have carved these roads and paved them for you people today. We have raised you beef. We've raised you melons. We've raised hay and the grain that fed the milk cows that you and your children have drunk today. Hey, and we have done that as pioneers in this western land. We have worked hard and we have enjoyed our lives. We've raised a family, not just family, we've raised family of good people. People with honor, with work ethic. People that would pledge to our flag and bow to our Heavenly Father. this heritage that I have, and this heritage that many of you have had, you know, it's a treasure for the world. It's a diamond. And we have the honor now to respect all of these efforts and to come here together to join and to enjoy and celebrate another victory. We had a victory on the Bundy Ranch in 2014, April the 12th. There's no doubt that our Heavenly Father didn't bless us. There's no doubt that we stood for freedom and liberty. We stood for the rights of hard labor. We stood for the sovereignty of the state of Nevada. We stood for statehood. And you know, we stand before the county sheriff's office today. But I want to express something. Out of all of the powers in the United States, including all of the powers of Congress, all of the powers of the Supreme Court, and all of the powers of the President of the United States, this man in here that we have nominated and elected as being our county sheriff has the most and the constitutional jurisdiction and authority and policing power more than any man in the world here in Clark County. This is the man that we have elected to protect our life, liberty, and property. We can only honor him and respect him in that position. And you know, the last couple of days, I've actually called this man a liar. And this morning I tried to invite myself to come and speak with him in private to decide what we're going to do on Bundy Ranch, what we're going to do in Clark County. Is this man going to stand up and protect our life, liberty, and property? Is this man going to stand up and recognize that he is our authority, that we paid him to be our authority, we have chosen to be our authority? Or is he going to be the policeman and authority and be dictated by the federal government, the foreign government in this county? That is the question that we bring before this office today. The Sheriff Lombardo, are you going to represent we the people? Or are you going to represent the federal bureaucracy? One that have brought around 200 armed guns and stuck them down our throats 4 years ago. And you impeded and participated and tried to entrap. Is that what you're going to do tomorrow as sheriff? Is that what you're going to do out on Bundy Ranch? Is come and try to impede, entrap, imprison? I spent 700 days in prison as an innocent man and never did get through a trial. I want to tell the sheriff here today that he's darn lucky that Judge Lombardo dismissed that action in that court. He's darn lucky that didn't go on for a couple of more days, because he would have been exposed. Many others have been exposed. Now I want to say something good again about him. I want to ask him to be our sheriff. I want to ask him to come forward and act like he really is representing people of Clark County. I want to ask him to be a constitutional sheriff with more power than the President of the United States here in Clark County, with the only policing power. And the only thing I can say is we ask and hope that he takes that position serious. And if he don't, I guess we will replace him one way or the other. Amen.
Amen.
I want to ask for just one or two questions to give me a little direction what you want. The media want to ask me a question.
Yeah, I got a question.
I'd like to start with it. With this trial being dismissed, even with prejudice, and them not being able to retry you, it didn't bring any closure to the issue that brought this whole matter to a head anyways. And you've been dealing for this for near 20 years, so we don't have closure here, or there's no settlement, and that brings peace. Peace is by settlement, and that's what the law is.
The Hammonds.
That's true. We really what we've done is we claim we've won 2 rounds of this war, if we want to call it a war. But what really happens when Judge Navarro basically creates a mistrial is what really happens here is it sets us back 4 years. You know, the court orders are still in place. Our sheriff is still in the same place he is. Our county commissioner is in the same place. Our highway patrol is in the same place. Our governor's in the same place. You know, the district attorney. What about the brand inspector? He's in the same place. I mean, I'm still running a ranch. I'm still trying to raise cattle. I'm still trying to sell cattle on the market. They have court orders still out there. Not only that, they've created a Cold Butte monument and put it right on top of my ranch. I mean, you know, what do I go home to today? I get out of prison, no guilty sign on me, but I go home, and when I step out of my front yard, I'm breaking some kind of federal law, federal rule. I step out and I have BLM rangers going up and down the road. I have Park Service rangers going up and down the road. But I understand what they stand for. They stand for 200 armed army out there. I understand what it feels like to have snipers on me, pointing guns at me anytime I step out of the house. Is that what I'm going to go home to? Every time I go to work my cattle, I drive out on this national park now, or national monument. Does that mean that I can get shot up there when I get out of my truck? Is that what it means? Hey, look at this guy here. I sort of ask him, is that what it means? LA Times. Let's talk about my enemies just a little bit, if I have any enemies. I'm having trouble just taking this off of this button. You know, I look at this world as I don't have any enemies. I love everybody. But, hey, that would be a little better. I look at this world as I want to trust everybody. I want to love everybody. I want to help feed everybody. I want to share my rights with everybody. I don't only want to share my rights with everybody. I want to share their own land. The public land belongs to we, the people of Clark County. I want to share that land with them. It's not my land. It's your land. Why can't you guys understand that I protect your land? I protect my rights to the forage and the water and the access to it and the range improvements, but I protect all of your rights to come out there and fish and hunt and camp and ride your bicycle and enjoy the scenery. You know, I looked out of my bedroom window this morning early, and I could see the moon coming through the clouds. You know, it was so beautiful. I want you people to have that right. I don't want you to be stuck with a backcountry byway where you get to go down the sidewalk for 52 miles and turn around and come back, and if you get off the sidewalk, some ranger's going to give you a ticket, and you're going to end up in this federal courthouse down here trying to explain yourself. That's not called freedom. Freedom is when you come out to Bundy Ranch onto your land, and you can take 600,000 acres and drive around, use the roads, the trails, camp and build fire, and cook a weenie for your little girl or little boy. That's what freedom's all about. That's what Bundy's all about. It's not about Bundy being a big rancher and his cattle run there and nobody else has any rights. I only have a few rights, and I'm going to protect my rights. I hope you're going to protect your rights.
Mr. Bundy, there was a group of environmentalists, conservationists, religious leader as well, had a news conference earlier today, and they talked about fear. They have fear now that you are out, and they fear for people visiting Gold Butte. Can you answer that, please?
I think he just did.
I'd like to answer that. Yeah. You know how I'm going to answer that? I'm going to answer it this way. I say that the land in Gold Butte belongs to we, the people of Clark County. And I'll tell you one thing, anybody that comes over that Clark County line into Clark County is our guest. They have no political or voice. They have no vote. And so they are our guests. We love them, we welcome them, but don't let them think they're going to tell us what to do in Clark County on our land.
Woo!
Yeah.
Since your release, have you seen any BLM Rangers near the ranch or in Bunkerville?
Since when?
Since your release.
No, I really haven't.
Mr. Bundy, Jeff Gill, Channel 3. So what got you into the whole thing was the grazing fees. What are you going to do with the grazing fees? Do you have any intention of paying them? What will you do with those?
LA Times will have a nice article coming out about that. You just read that tomorrow.
Well, but give us here in Las Vegas just a little bit. What do you want to do? Are you going to pay them? Are you going to not pay them? What are you going to do?
Let me answer it this way. I have a 15-second defense to all of these charges. A 15-second defense. You know, by now Las Vegas should have been able to understand what the 15-second defense is. How many of you understand what my 15-second defense is here? Here. Oh, you got a few of you understand? I'll tell Las Vegas one more time. I graze my cattle only on Clark County, Nevada land, and I have no contract with the federal government. Yeah!
How many reporters do you think understand the Constitution here that are standing here?
Oh, I'm sure all of these reporters understand the Constitution.
At least the First Amendment.
That's the sheriff's problem, not mine.
Mr. Bundy, Maggie Rose McGrath of Revolution Radio. The way your sons were teaching us when we were at the refuge, many of us journalists were there, was that there were three constitutions, the real Constitution and two others they were trying to suck us under. What we understood is what we learned about Constitution is the BLM only had the right to own the District of Columbia 10 by 10 by 10 federal military bases and also shipping export ports. If I was to pay my grazing fees in California or Oregon, I should pay them to my county or to my state, not to the federal government, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, all these people understand the Constitution. You know, in Article 1, 8 and 17 pretty well explains what the federal government can own. The way I understand it, the federal government can't own any land. Any land. Anybody understand that? They can't own any land, and else it's Article 1, 8, and 17, and they have to purchase that land from the state. And they only can purchase that land for a couple of reasons. One is for military purposes, the other would be for other buildings. And that would be something like a post office or a courthouse. And they can purchase that land from the state of Nevada if they would like to have some land with the consent of the legislators and the Congress. Now I have a little question to ask you, very simple question. Why would the Constitution say that the federal government has to purchase land if they own all of this land? Why would the Constitution say you can own land if you purchase it? Why would they say that? And then the other thing, if this land don't belong to the state of Nevada, how could the state of Nevada sell this land to anybody if they don't own it? Right. I mean, that's something I don't have to take my hat off. You know, that's a very, yeah. I mean, how could they be a state if they don't? I mean, You know another thing about the Constitution, they want to say their property clause of Article 4 gives the federal government power. Has anybody read the Constitution in Article 4? Well, first thing I see in Article 4, it says that the Congress has power to dispose of the territory. Well, nobody ever admits that anything's been disposed of. It says it has the power to make needful rules and regulations over the territory. Is Nevada a territory?
No.
How long has it been since Nevada was a territory?
1864, October 31st.
That's your birthday, ain't it?
Yes, it is. Well, not the year.
How long was Nevada a territory of the United States? Who knows that?
Not long.
Yeah, it belonged to Mexico. It became a territory in 1848. 1861.
Treaty of
Well, 1848 was the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, but I don't know when the actual territory of Nevada was formed.
It was 1861 it became a territory, and then in 1864 it became a state. Now, when this was a territory, of the state of Nevada, the Congress had basically unlimited power to make all rules and regulations. But they disposed of that power. And when they disposed of that power, they lost all of that power. What power did it remain? No power, and else it was under Article 1, 8, and 17 power that they had bought some land. Congress lost all of their legislative power, judicial power. All of it.
Are you going to be suing the federal government for your civil rights being violated in this case?
You know, let me tell you something. I have to make a big decision here. Either I'm going to have to forgive and forget all of those aiders and betters, or I'm going to have to hold them accountable.
Mr. Bundy, have you thought about personally going after these criminals legally for their personal possession rather than the government? Going after them on a personal aspect, meaning they conspired to perpetuate theft of your land and they no longer have immunity. Should you consider going after their personal assets?
Well, you know, there's a lot of considerations. Let me talk to you a little bit about who would Bundy be mad at? Let's ask this question. Who would Bundy be mad at?
Harry Reid.
Okay. Sheriff, Harry Reid. Who else can they get?
Glory Reid.
Glory Reid.
Lauren Navarro.
Obama.
Brian Rutledge.
Let me tell you who Bundy would be mad at right off the bat. You know, I would be mad at my Nevada State Brand Inspector. Does that surprise anybody? I pay my Nevada State Brand Inspector just like I pay the sheriff in here, but I pay him even more directly. Every time he comes and inspects an animal out from my ranch, I pay the Nevada State Brand Inspector. Why do I pay the Brand Inspector? What is his job to do? What's he supposed to do?
Protect your assets.
He's supposed to protect my cattle.
Yeah, I see it.
But he aids and abets with the federal government to come and steal my cattle. What's the word that the Brand Inspector would have to say to stop all of these problems that we're having today? One word, what would he say?
No.
The Brand Inspector would have said no. That's all. Now, the county sheriff has policing power over Clark County. What would the county sheriff should have said or could have said to stop all of this?
Get out.
No.
No, you just have to say no. What would the county commissioner have to say? What would the governor of the state of Nevada have to say? No. But no, what did they do? They aided and abetted with the federal government to steal my cattle and imprisoned Bundy for 2 years, 700 days. Now I either got to forgive these people or I've got to hold them accountable.
Which are you going
What are you going to do?
Can you do both?
You know, I'm not sure. I'm considering my options.
What would holding the sheriff accountable mean, though?
Well, it would mean that tomorrow when I get up in the morning, that I know that the county sheriff would be out there to protect me, my life, liberty, and property. It would mean that when I went to work on my ranch, say dig a post hole to put a post in, or to
clean a pond out,
a water line, or to catch a cow, whatever, that I wouldn't need to be afraid that I had an army of violent people that's going to try to shoot me. It would mean that the sheriff is doing his job. It would mean when I called the brand inspector to inspect my cow, he would come and inspect and make sure that cow was mine before I was able to sell it or move it. And it would mean that I wouldn't have to worry about him inspecting my cow out to the federal government. That would be what the solutions here would be.
But if you feel like he's not doing his job, what are you saying you will consider?
I'm not saying I'm just going to do anything. I said I haven't made that mind up whether it's going to do. I would just hope that the sheriff would act like he's the sheriff of Clark County.
Mr. Bundy, what will you do, Mr. Bundy, if the federal government moves against you again? What will we see? Another standoff? What
can't wait, can you?
Yes.
Who are you? Just can't wait. Who are you?
Whatever it takes.
We'll go back again.
Yeah, I guess it would be whatever it takes, but you
We'll
know
go
what?
back.
The first thing it would take a call to the county sheriff to come and protect me. And then if the county sheriff did come to protect me, I guess we would sort of go through the same scenario that we've been through.
What do you say to your fellow ranchers out there, Mr. Bundy, who are paying their raise?
The last
one.
Keep up with the story.
Well, there's in other counties.
To other ranchers who are paying raising fees, what do you say to them?
They're running them off too.
I'm saying that you're. I'm saying they're wasting their money and they're paying it to the wrong government.
Mr. Bundy, were you able to speak with Sheriff Lombardo or meet with him, or what happened with your attempt to meet with him?
Well, it was pretty generic, I guess. He didn't talk to me. He sent one of his assistants, and they just said that the sheriff was busy. He had other businesses, and he was too busy to talk to me today. I invited him to come out here to this meeting and address him. If he showed up, that'd be great. We'd welcome him. But he was invited to come before you people today. He was invited to meet with me in private before this meeting, so we could. All I can say is the sheriff's too busy today.
Mr.
Considering
changes to gold.
Are you considering running for political office?
Sheriff? Well, you know, we definitely need a new governor, and we could use a new sheriff. And I don't know, we might need to replace the county commissioners too. And, you know, I don't know. For sure. I could probably do the brand inspector's job.
Mr. Bundy,
yes.
If the Clark County Sheriff's Department continues with their current stance, if the state of Nevada
What is our current stance?
If the state of Nevada continues to recognize this land as federal public land, are you saying that there is another chance of another armed standoff happening in the region?
Can I say it was the feds that did this standoff? They come barred the way. It wasn't the Americans that come out there by the thousands, let me add. By the thousands that came to stand in the gap.
But yeah, let me correct you on one thing. It wasn't a standoff. This standoff is an immediate thing.
That's right.
Where was the standoff?
It was a peaceful protest.
It was a protest, and who was we protesting?
County
the
sheriff.
lack of due process.
Sheriff.
Protesting the county sheriff.
There were guns being pointed.
Okay,
by all the federal
whose guns were pointed at
Federal
who?
Army.
They were pointing guns at us.
We went through a court and we found out there was nobody pointing the guns at it. And you bring it up, their guns pointed. Well, yeah, they were guns. I'm saying there was 200 guns pointing at the people. 200 guns pointing.
Dan Love had killed them. Dan Love of the BLM.
They threatened we the people's lives. And the county sheriff should have made sure that didn't happen. They beat up my sister. They raised my sons. They killed my cattle.
They
They
buried
threw
them.
my sister to the ground.
Destroy property.
They buried the cattle in the high desert where they think we wouldn't find them.
Show up there and ask questions.
Remember the kill list.
By Dan Love, BLM.
Remember, my son, I want to tell you a little story about my son Dave. My son Dave has been my partner ever since he was a little baby. He was like a little bear. He wanted to hang on, and I took him with me. He rode on that horse with me. He rode on the tractor with me. He would climb on the back of my horse when he was, 2 or 3 years old, and I'd put him with his fingers in my belt loops, and he would hang on, and I'd take the little boy off, and his little fingers, the skin on his fingers would come off because he hung on so hard while I was trying to work cattle. He would always get back on that horse and ride with me. My son, the day of, I don't know about the 6th of April 6th, 2014, my son had a job. He was going to Boulder City, I believe, or Laughlin. He had a job that he was going to be an airline pilot to fly the sea tours up the Colorado River. It was a new job for him. He was excited to be able to take that job. And he was on his way from his home up in Utah to go to Laughlin. He knew it was his mother's birthday. He stopped in somewhere, St. George or somewhere, and brought a card and a bouquet of flowers. And when he come down I-15, he pulled into the ranch and he gave his mother the flowers and the card. And they said, well, the BLM is out there gathering down cattle, and so he rode up the road about 4 or 5 miles to sort of see what was going on. He stopped along the road, got his iPod out. There was some convoy of BLM people bringing cattle off the mountain. And the BLM and the Highway Patrol, they see him there, and they come and attacked him, and they beat his face into the gravel. There's documents of it that put their feet on his head and pushed him in the gravel, and when they come up, he had rocks stuck in his face. They put handcuffs on him and put him in their vehicle and took him over to the compound where they had then collected my cattle, which is probably about 6-7 miles away from where he's at. And they displayed him like they just got a shot of a nice big buck deer. They was showing him off, their trophy.
Got a Bundy.
And then they left him out there for several hours, and they took him over to Henderson, put him in the jail over to Henderson. The next morning, they picked him up and brought him to the courthouse here in Las Vegas. And my son told me, he said, Dad, he said, I thought my life was over. He said they'd abused me until I thought that they was going to kill me. They put me in this courthouse, and he said they left me there and interrogated me and carried on. And then he said all of a sudden things just changed. He said they took the handcuffs off me, brought me a little side lunch, and opened the door and kicked me out on Las Vegas Boulevard. He walked down the street. He didn't have no money, but he did have a credit card. Yes, in his wallet. He said, I didn't have nothing to make a phone call, so he went up to a lady that was buying gas and said, I'll buy your gas if you'll let me use your phone. He used the phone and called me. I had been right here at this sheriff's office that morning. I was on my way home. And he called me and told me where he was. He was on Pickett Stores in Las Vegas Boulevard. And so I come back. When I got back, the media was there. I don't know, there was Channel 8 or 13 was already there. He was, sort of beat up. This is how the government treated my little boy. That only was going to just give his mom some flowers. And you guys think I'm supposed to just love what happened? I just spent 700 days in their damn jail. I'm a little bit upset about that sometimes. Now I've got to make the decision whether I'm going to be bitter the rest of my life, whether I'm going to forgive them. But one thing for sure, I'm going to go back and ranch. I'm going to produce you people some more food, and I'm going to fight for your freedom and liberty to come out on your land and enjoy your land. Amen.
Amen.
How many people here in the media understand that in 2002, Chloe Navarro with her husband Brian Rutledge conspired with Harry Reid and Rory Reid behind the Gold View National Monument in Clark County?
I don't know. I just know that we still have our land. It's still Clark County, Nevada land, and we love our land, and we're going to use our land, and we're going to enjoy it. Let me make one little more point here. You know, I ranch on the east side of Lake Mead. There's approximately about 110 miles of straight airplane shoreline there. But you know, there's over 400 miles of shoreline that should be being enjoyed by we the people. Do you know how much of that shoreline that you have access to today? How much do you think you have out of the 400?
A mile?
400 miles.
A mile?
You do not have 1 mile. You can't even get to it unless you walk to have 1 foot. Now you can ride your boat across there. But let me tell you something. I ranch along that lake. That lake used to have lots of boats. It used to have lots of houseboats. It used to have skiers. It used to have campers along the bank. They used to have bonfires, and they used to fish at night. There's some beautiful beaches there, sandy beaches, that they picnicked and enjoyed swimming and whatever. And you know what happens now? I spend days I've been in jail for 2 years, but I spend days along that lake. And I would see maybe 2 little boats out on that lake, probably some older people fishing, just 2 little boats, no campers, no motor or fish or houseboats, no access to the lake.
Why is that?
That's your public land. That's your national recreation land. Lake Mead National Recreation Land, no people. Why? Because they're tired of going down here to the federal courthouse and paying tickets.
They charge you $20
ruined
to
your
drive the road.
picnic.
Just to drive the North Shore Road, they charge you $20.
Yeah, they have ruined your picnic. Why do you think Bundy says disarm them and tear down the entries into the port? Because we want access to our land, and we don't have it.
Give the state back their land.
Hey, I thank you, media. I thank you. I want to tell America that I love you. I think this is the greatest land in the world. I think it has a lot of promises for our future. I think we have a great future. Nevada has so many resources and so much land. And you know, you go up through Nevada and you travel from Las Vegas to Reno, and you know, you go up through a depressed world. You come to these little towns, and you can see they used to thrive. And what do you have? You got a ghost town. It's not even a ghost town anymore. It's just a junk town. You know, that's not what Nevada. These little towns need to be thriving. We need to be enjoying this land. We need to be using it. And that's what Bundy stands for. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bundy. Thank you, Mr. Bundy. The black farmers, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I've gotten to know him in the last 4 years. I visited with him at least 25 times. He was in prison and in jail. This is one of the finest people, if not the finest person I've met in my entire life. His family is the same way. I've grown to love these people. They're here for you. They're here for the people of Clark County and the United States. We have to thank him for what he's done.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry. God bless you, Larry.
I'm coming out to vote for the
I do remember your face. Patricia This fella right here. Okay, I'm going to walk around a little bit, see if we can't talk to a few people and get their reactions. Ended up with a pretty good crowd.
Is that an invitation or what?
Amy, you want to give us your reaction to the press conference today?
I loved every minute of it. It's just so too bad that the news itself is still calling it a standoff and saying we pointed guns at them. That's bullshit.
Yep, they still don't have the truth. That's okay.
Have to cut that out.
That's all right. I'll tell everybody to plug their ears during that part.
Okay.
We'll see how it all pans out in the evening news.
Yeah, exactly.
Even BJ Silver said when we took that picture, we're like, oh my God. But we were standing next to each other, we're like, you guys.
Okay, I'm bringing my cameras in. Let's say some hellos and get some reactions.
Wish everyone was here.
Okay, the Range has the latest. They're coming out.
Wonderful gift.
Yeah. Although they said CJ, I'm like, CJ, she's trying to say, please take care because they're running heat. I go, no, it's because they're snipers and helicopters.
I believe so.
Hi, how are you?
I know, but don't put bad pictures.
Okay, give us some reactions.
Oh my gosh. On my article. Dang,
I've been crying for days of tears of joy. I'm so happy. And but I kind of felt like it was going to go well. I looked over my posts for the past couple of months, and I saw that I was positive that this would, well, at least they'd be found not guilty. Not that there would be a dismissal, but that they would be found not guilty. So, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Elaine, reaction.
Reaction. Listen to what Cliven has to say and read your Constitution and learn it. That's all he's talking about, your Constitution, your rights. You know, happy.
Very cool.
Free man.
Doug, say hello and give us some reactions.
Hello. Cliven did a wonderful job. He stayed on point. I think he got a message out there that I think is worth listening to. And I think a lot of people maybe heard some stuff that they needed to hear today.
I think it's interesting that the mainstream media is still trying to push their narrative, and even though he told them they were wrong, they still didn't listen.
No, they, they're carrying the government side of things because they think the government's always right, unless there's a Watergate or something, and it gets broken open, then they turn it into something big. You got to have a complete scandal broken wide open in order to get their attention about what the government's doing wrong.
That's it. They always have a political agenda, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yep. We're going to walk around and talk to some more people. Wade, say hello. You got a reaction to today's press conference?
Just that I thought it went well.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Thank you.
Oh, you probably would.
What do you think about today's press conference?
I think it was awesome. I think the people are fed up. They know who the enemy is, and it's a great message.
And how about you?
It's interesting. It's interesting to see a man walk out of 700 days of prison and be able to just, roll right into the next thing.
And what was your name?
John Temple.
John Temple.
Temple?
Yes.
Temple?
Yeah.
Are you media?
Not really, no.
You've never met John?
I've never met John.
Oh, okay.
I'm not,
well, I'll let him tell the story.
I'm a writer.
Hello, John. I'm Sherry Duvally. I'm with Readout News, and you're live.
Yeah, she's famous. She's famous.
Not more like infamous and notorious.
Yeah, they picked on here today.
We're going to walk out here and see Neil Wampler. Neil is always good for some commentary.
Had to do and what it had to keep its hands off of completely. Right. You know, the Bill of Rights. He went through with it on his promise.
Hi.
Yes, I read out news constantly. It's a wonderful.
Okay, we want some commentary on today's press conference. Let's go, guys.
Well, I agree 100% that the remedy for our problems with the federal government is exactly what Cliven has said. State and local authority to have protection of people so that the overreach of the federal government does not extend to them in their daily lives. As you heard Cliven say, when this whole thing started happening there in the spring of 2014, the very first thing he did was call the county sheriff to try for some protection. And he was completely ignored. I have to say that what it took to finally get the county sheriff out there was the most extreme, last extremity, a dangerous thing that we had to do to finally get the sheriff motivated to come out there and take charge. Hopefully, it doesn't have to come to that in the future. We'll have the integrity and courage in our state and local governments to say no to this federal overreach and this federal abuse. You know, I think that I encapsulate there pretty much what Cliven was saying just now, and it's a thing I've been preaching for quite a while here too.
Yeah, I would like to add that it was helpful for me to hear Cliven articulate the importance of identifying the sheriff as the person that really, that is the person that we're protesting when they don't do their job. And also that Cliven was not, he identified the decision to either be bitter or to extend forgiveness and move forward, giving the sheriff this opportunity to respond. And
yeah, he did not even address the fact that the sheriff lied on the stand.
That's correct. He never even discussed it, and that takes courage. That's the kind of courage we all need to have, this ability to move forward, to forgive, and to keep extending this offer and this truth that our power is derived from the people and is most effective locally through our sheriff and through these local means. And that was a wonderful education for me here today.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. You know, I do feel myself that people who are responsible for this whole gigantic fiasco, who did not do their job, who cowered under their desk, quite literally, that's what they did. Not anyway, that's what they did. That they have to be taken into account. It'd be very, very helpful and beneficial to have some consequences come to these people. After all, this was a gigantic, well, we had, has been, and this is not a theory, it has been certified and proven by the Wooten report that a gang of armed thugs arrived at Bundy Ranch looking to get notches on their rifles. They were led by a man who kept a trophy kill book. And if that's not a horrifying thought that was happening here in America, I don't know what is.
That's right, everybody. You can read the Wooten report on Readout News. Matt Shea broke that story through our site, and we have the documents posted up on our site for you to read yourself.
I personally feel that the person in charge that day, Dan Love, saw this. It's been described in the Wooten report as a completely over-the-top, maximum military invasion they could possibly get. And I think there's a whole lot of ego there on Dan Love's part. He was the boss, I'll say once again. He wanted to play the big general and have this great big old gigantic operation under his command. Well, Dan Love didn't take into account a bunch of irate and aroused armed citizens.
People who have read the Constitution, which is the biggest message overall right now. You know, too many people have not yet read it, especially our law enforcement.
Well, I'll repeat again things I said so many times, and here's Mr. Quotations. And this is the preamble to the Bill of Rights, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do it.
This describes exactly why those first 10 amendments to the Constitution are there. And here it is. The conventions of a number of the states, having at the time of their adopting the Constitution expressed the desire, in order to prevent misconstruction or abuse of its power, that further declaratory and restrictive clauses be added, and as extending the ground of public confidence in the government will best ensure its beneficent institution. In other words, in a nutshell, folks, those first 10 amendments are there to prevent abuse by the federal government. And yes, that includes number 2. You can't exclude that one. There's no question about it. Read it for yourself. It's not an interpretation. The implementation of the First and Second Amendment we did there at Bundy Ranch were a textbook case of preventing abuse by the federal government. And of course there's been much dispute about that, but we certainly had no intention of causing any harm or attacking anybody. As a matter of fact, the whole thing, there was no conspiracy. I was there on the morning of April 12th, 2014, and there was not a vaguest thought in anybody's mind of going to Tokopoash. You never heard of it, attacking any federals or anything like that whatsoever. The whole thing was, as contrasted with a conspiracy, it was chaos, moment by moment. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We just, when Cliven said, let's go get the cows, off we went. And that's how it all came out. We had been told earlier that the BLM was leaving, that they'd ceased their operations and were gone, or at least were in the process of getting out of there. It was a total surprise to us when we got down there and took up Wash to see there they were. And they were in full military wartime gear, pointing guns at us, That's been very, very well documented. There's no disputing it. It was a hell of a situation. But unfortunately on those kind of things, even though it was hanging by a thread, we simply had to do it. That's right. It was absolutely necessary to claim, use, and defend.
We're going to go up and say hi to a couple more people. We are so glad you're here today, Neil.
Yeah,
thank you.
I'm here too, Sharon.
You've been here from the beginning, and you'll be here through the end.
I will.
Yes, you will. Everybody still with me? Are we done? Do you want me to keep going?
All ready to go? More the merrier. Come on, you're almost in it anyway.
It was interesting that the mainstream media was still hammering it down. Well, look who we found over here.
What do you see as a post-Trump government? Yeah, that's the nature of government. But what about this one? Well, I think this movement is just an outgrowth of any other movement that desires freedom, liberty.
Excuse me, darling. I don't want to get you. Thank you. Hi, John. Reactions to today's press conference?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, Cliven's always right on the spot. He has the answers. I mean, he lives it and talks it, and that's the reason he has it.
What about reactions to the media questions?
He answered them well, but there were some that were compounded. I think that we're trying to figure out what his next move was and try to set him up.
Yeah, well, there is that possibility, isn't there? Thank you, John.
And that anything that was just fine in the territory of Nevada. But when it becomes the territory or the state of Nevada, then an anything like that don't make no sense no more. You guys need to understand that. But I'm saying you guys, the media, you're putting this stuff out all the time. Bundy's trespassing on federal land. That's what you put up. Bundy's trespassing on federal land. Bundy won't pay his grazing fees to the federal government. The federal government owns this land, and they own all this forage, and Bundy's a trespasser. Bundy owns all these millions the dollars. Bundy says he don't owe the government anything. If he was going to pay his taxes, he'd surely pay it to the people that own the land.
So you don't see any scenario in which you recognize this land as federal public land?
Why would you? It isn't federal
How do you
land.
figure that out?
Wait a minute. Tara Lee says she wants to. Tara Lee and Lacey are watching. They want you and Aunt Margaret to share a kiss. A kiss! Brother and sister kiss! Oh, there we go! Yay!
There's a great shot right there, everyone.
This is my sister I love a lot. She has stood by me, I'll tell you that.
I wish I was your sister.
Couldn't ask for a better brother.
I know you couldn't, Margaret. Thank you. Tara Lee says yay!
Yeah, look at that good looking guy.
There we go. Turn around, let's get that shot. I love that.
Hey, buddy, can I get your picture? Hi. Say hi. Say yeehaw. This is my grandson. Mine is my uncle. Great uncle. There you go. Nice hat, cowboy.
Oh, this is a good day. Yeah, this is a real good day. Say hello. Everybody wants to see you, Margaret.
Oh, hi.
Everybody say hello to Margaret. There we go.
Live, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Would be understood, right? So I want to meet. Right. So if I'm not hurt, nobody has to fight.
When we finish this, it will render and you can rewatch the entire thing, Ken.
Exactly. That's what most people think it is.
I have not been able to keep up on all the comments, and I apologize for that.
I was going to ask because maybe it was in the original argument.
It's right over here.
Media.
It's when you, it's either,
No,
or you, you're
with
right
the
on the
hand
coast,
out.
right? Well, on Mondays and
Yeah, we can do that.
and it's not on so what you're doing water so Wednesday night get it and they're trying to separate the two. Is that why you borrowed from and they're afraid because they want to keep on paying their application.
Right, they get the apprentice fees on the other judges. Sam is right.
Yes, that's right.
They were really good, popular.
I'm serious. They showed me that on Facebook.
Hey, you.
Great. I'm Jim Ahmed from Brooklyn, South Dakota.
Okay, you need to hold my live stream and give me some pictures. How's that sound?
Thanks.
Does that work for you?
It's on.
Well, the cord's there.
Oh, okay.
All created equal.
That's right.
I was being careful about that. So.
I was busy that night.
Where do I get some Bundy beef?
Let me know when you need that butcher.
I'm going to tell you this is true because
This is just a live feed. Oh, you want me to take one with yours? Okay.
There's Amy. Give her the live feed.
Hold the live feed.
Amy, make sure you point that at us.
Smile.
We can do that.
Now you gotta take one.
Hey, there's some fancy show going on the strip.
Smile.
cheese.
Not one thing.
I'm going to come see you at the ranch in a few days.
Yeah, do some birdie.
I'm going to go see John. Your turn. This way. You just keep holding on to that end.
Put us against, try to put us against each other.
Okay, we ready?
I don't want to make it look tough. I'm from San Francisco.
Thank you, darling.
I want to my friend here is from Missouri, Montana, and I want to get a picture of her and Shauna Cox and all of us together.
Well, you set it all up and we'll get some pictures.
Where's Shauna?
I don't know. She's right. Oh, there she is.
No, they're also
Okay, you heard the word. We're going to be going to Bundy Ranch in a few days, and we're going to sit down and I'm going to get me some Bundy beef. I tell you what. Oh, look who is here. Look who's here. I gotcha. I gotcha. Everybody say hello to Jeff. We're live. Everybody's watching. We got a good crowd.
How many you got?
We've had off and on up to a couple of hundred at any given time. It's just been rotating through. So we probably have a few thousand at this point. Yeah. Did you make the whole press conference?
We showed up a few minutes late. We had a rough time getting here. Traffic.
Well, media was pushing him. Did you catch any of that?
Didn't even really hear.
Okay. Well, media was pushing him. They're still pushing their own narrative.
No way, really?
Oh, is there going to be another standoff? You know, all kinds of stuff. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So it was interesting. So we're going to go around and say one more quick hello to everybody, and then we're going to be cutting off our live stream. Anything you want to tell everybody?
God bless America.
There you go.
How about that? Or?
And thank you for everything you've done.
My pleasure.
Okay, everyone. Anything else that you would like me to... there's a nice shot of Ryan.
Nice building.
There we go. Going around. We're saying hello. Hey, Kelly. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for being here, Sherry.
Oh, well, you know, it's a team. That's what we do.
I want to be focused on Michelle.
Okay. All right, everybody. I am going to cut off this live feed. We will let you know if we're going to start up another one, but I think for today we might be done. I do want to let you all know that I will be traveling to Arizona to visit with John Ritzheimer before he turns himself into prison, and we will have some live feeds of John. So I want you all to stay tuned for those, probably tomorrow and Friday. They will be live streamed on Readout News, and I will be willing to bet that Pete and Deb are going to jump up and take those and blast them out for us, which is an awesome teamwork. So, okay, everybody say goodnight.